What's going on, you guys? It's Monday. It's 6 o'clock. You know what that means. It's time for some football talk. A lot of news this past week, really. A lot of news these past couple of days, and a lot of it has to do with some quarterbacks. I know there's been a lot of rumors going on saying, "Hey," about Tom Brady, saying, "Oh, hey, this guy is going out to be in the Masked Singer. He's getting some family time. He's regretting not being." Uh, Retired. He promised his kids he'll take them to school on the first day, whatever, right? But he is finally back in practice. And I'm gonna start something here. All you Buccaneers fans can finally stop. Okay. I have a little story for you guys. So I work with someone who is a big time Buccaneers fan, right? Supposedly he's been a Buccaneers fan all his life. Who knows? But he likes to tease me about Trey Lance, saying, "Oh, he's not going to be the guy. You guys should keep Jimmy. This, and that." He kind of shut up after the first preseason game. I will admit that he admitted that he looked good, and then so I started firing back. I said, "Hey, aren't you worried that Tom Brady is not in practice? What if he doesn't even show up? What if he's like done? What if something like really happened?" And this guy comes up to me, and he's 100% like, "Well, we got Kyle Trask." I started laughing. I was like, "You can't compare Tom Brady to Kyle Trask. You cannot tell me that your season will be okay. Your season that you've built around Tom Brady to win now, to go to the playoffs around a quarterback with Kyle Trask. You stop pretending, dude." All right. And if you are a Buccaneers fan out there pretending that everything's going to be okay because you have Kyle Trask, you could stop pretending now. Okay. You could wipe the sweat off. Tom Brady's back. He's back at practice. I think he threw like a touchdown pass today. He looks normal. Whatever. He's been in the game way too long. So yeah, he's finally back. He's not a mass singer, or maybe he was. And if he was, then he sucked that bad. But what's up, Nestor? Appreciate you being here, man. Uh, awesome for you to join us live. I know you're always here live, but yeah, you Buccaneers fans. Let's pump the brakes. You guys are good. Tom Brady's back. Bucks are back, basically. Let's see if Gronk comes back. I highly doubt it, but ain't gonna happen. Juan Antonio Bravo, hey man, welcome to the live stream. Appreciate you being here. It's been such a long time, my guy. Such a long time. We've been talking a lot more about the Dallas Cowboys, and you have not been here to hype us up. Okay, but no, appreciate you being here, man. Super thankful. If you haven't yet, go check us out on TikTok, NSP Football Talk. Today we're talking QBs, and no, we're not talking about Dak Prescott because honestly, he looks fine. He looks good. There's no word to be there. No news. But a little bit of other news. We talked a little bit last week about the Jets having some trouble with QB. Zach Wilson's going to be out. He will be missing the first game, which is allowing Joe Flacco to come in. Revenge game against the Baltimore Ravens, which is a week one matchup we're all looking forward to. It's going to be great. I'm excited. I do believe the Jets can pull off a win there, especially with Joe Flacco there. But that is one. Another deal that happened, what was it, today? Nick Mullens, the backup quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders. A lot of you guys might not know him. He's dear to my heart because he was a backup for the Niners a long time. He got traded to the Minnesota Vikings for a conditional seventh rounder, and that condition is that he has to be active one game. So basically, they got him for free. Like, hey, you gotta want this guy. Yeah, we'll take him for a conditional seventh. So if the Minnesota Vikings really wanted to, because right now in the depth chart he is fourth, the fourth string quarterback, they don't have to activate him all season long. You just keep him in the practice squad, sign him there, and they gain a backup QB, a valuable backup QB, and they keep their seventh round pick. And the Las Vegas Raiders don't get anything. So that could happen, but he just has to be activated one game. Do I see it happening? Unless Kirk Cousins actually gets hurt, then maybe. But I'm excited for Nick Mullens. He went to a winning team. I do believe Las Vegas is a winning team as well. I'm very high on Minnesota. I would prefer him there instead of Las Vegas because of the division that they're in. I'm very high on Minnesota because the NFC has gotten weaker, and I know Vince and I love teams are both from the NFC, but it's the truth. I mean, we talk football. We say it how it is.
That's how it is, man. But yeah, I think it is good for Nick Mullens. I really liked him when he was on the Niners because he never really played against us. But I always liked watching him come in and make a splash whenever he did. So I was always rooting for the guy. Now he's with the Vikings. So far, he is the fourth guy on the roster at the quarterback position, like AJ said. But I mean, I think he could surpass Kellen Mond because apparently their head coach doesn't really like him too much and doesn't think that he's actually fit to be in the NFL. So I could see Nick Mullens actually possibly being activated, but of course I don't think he'll get any playing time because they got Sean Mannion, who's their number 2 guy, and he's pretty solid there right now.
Vincent, you just I totally forgot about that. Uh, it wasn't the head coach right now. It was the old Vikings head coach.
Oh, was it?
Yes, yes. I totally forgot his name. I'm trying to find it right here. His old head coach was obviously with the coach for the Vikings last year. They drafted Kellen Mond, and he came out and said, "Hey, there's a reason why I don't have Kellen Mond out there. He is not ready to play in the NFL. He has not shown he really has to step up the game if he wants to continue to be in this league." So yes, he did shout him out. Israel Thodas is here. Welcome, Israel. Thank you so much for being here live. And he is still throwing shade about our fantasy football picks. He's saying CD Lamb deserves to be top 5. Uh, and he put a little cowboy emoji. That's cute, Israel. That's very cute. He is definitely a top 7 man. So I mean, we have him number 8, right? So top 10. Great wide receiver. I'll tell you what though, if CD Lamb ends up being a top 5 fantasy wide receiver, I'll give you a Snickers bar. How about that? Um, deal. I think it's a good deal. But yeah, so they were throwing shade at Kellen Mond. Let's see what he could do. We gotta get into the big news now.
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
and I want to start off with you, Vincent. Okay, because was it a day after Locke was named starter? He was like, I'm not feeling too well. I'm sick. I can't do it. I don't want it. What's up with that, man? I know Geno Smith was named the starter for the preseason. Was it that bad? Did Drew just outshine him during practice? What's going on there?
Well, here's the thing, man. So early on, we all knew throughout training camp, Geno Smith was getting most of the reps with the ones, and Drew Lock was getting most of the reps with the twos. Of course, they would flip flop every now and then, but mostly it was Geno. And then they went into the first game. They both played a half. We're just seeing what they look like under the lights, right?
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
and I thought Geno Smith looked pretty decent in the first half, and then Drew Lock came in and he looked pretty decent too. But I think what Geno Smith brings to the table is he's not a guy who takes risks. And you know our head coach, Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll loves a
Dust.
guy that take risks, man. And he really likes Drew Lock because Drew Lock is a guy that will take some risk, and he's been known for that. But he's been known for throwing a lot of interceptions when he takes those risks. So that's why I don't like him at the starting position. But I will give it to him. He is faster. He's more agile. He has, I think, a better arm than Geno, but sometimes some of his throws are not very accurate, and he sails over some wide receivers. And I'm just afraid that all the safeties that play against us are going to love this team because they're going to get their interceptions up or their batted balls up, So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so far that's what it is. I think Pete Carroll loves that he's a risk taker.
You know what? There's a rumor going on saying that Pete Carroll's favorite movie is Top Gun, and Drew Lock came into the locker room, all confident, and Gino was like, "You know why you're not a starter? Because you're too dangerous." He's like, "That's right, I'm dangerous. That's how I play." That's Drew Lock in the locker room. And that's why Pete Carroll loves the guy so much. That's just asking, "Where's Reed? Vince, where's Reed?" He's dormido, man. He's out of here. Yeah, he's sleeping. I don't know. Like we said last podcast, that boy is out of here. He started up his own Packer talk, and man, he grew out of us. He grew out of us. He's too big. He's too famous. He doesn't want to be here with the not so pro talkers anymore. But yeah, I'm excited to see what Drew Lock has to offer, what he can do after he gets out of COVID. Let's see how he recovers. It's just crazy. Yeah. I want to say something, but it was going to refer to the new House of Dragons, and you have not seen it yet, Vince. So I will not say anything. But I gotta ask this question to you, Vincent. I have to ask it. Okay, I'm a Niners fan. I talk about him almost every show. and you know where I'm going with this. I'm talking about this handsome guy I have right here in a Funko Pop. I got Jimmy Garoppolo. So, obviously, these teams they have to make roster cuts right on the 30th of this
Yeah.
month. If they cannot come into agreements and trade Jimmy G to the Browns, because we all know that the Browns would need him now that Deshaun Watson will be gone for 11 games, and you have a playoff caliber team. I don't think Jacoby Brissett can lead them. Are like what Tom Brady says? You're sticking with that effing guy? But if they don't do it and they cut Jimmy G from the team, would you like to see the Seattle Seahawks make a move for Jimmy G, renegotiating his contract? You don't have to pay the whole deal, but what would you like to see?
You know what? In the direction that we're going as a Seahawks offense, I would not mind going after him. But again, I don't think that it would happen. I'm not too sure uh, if the Niners would actually trade with us. So it would have to be him actually being cut, and we'd have to fight for him.
Oh
And at
yeah.
that point, I don't think that we'd be able to get him on the contract that we want. So I mean, the only way is that one or that 0.1% chance that you guys trade with us to get him.
Uh-huh.
And I just don't know who or what we would trade away. We've already traded away Russell Wilson. We've got a bunch of picks now, but I don't see Pete Carroll or John Schneider actually sending away any of those picks for someone like Jimmy G. Maybe they'd go the conditional route, conditional 6th and 7th or something like that. But
Yeah.
uh, I don't know, man. But I would love to see Jimmy G in those nice bright colors.
Oh,
Oh man,
gross. Ooh, okay.
imagine all the Seattle women, man, screaming over there. 12 nations, yeah, man.
That's gonna be the hottest selling jersey in Seattle. I can guarantee you that. Don't look at the comments because Israel's throwing some
Yeah,
spoilers out there. Don't
I
look
I,
at it,
I
man. Don't
moved
look at
away,
it.
man.
But no, Vince. Recently, believe it or not, I've been in the dark side of the web.
Ooh.
Okay. Yes. I went to the Seattle Seahawk Nation web and I was looking up Seattle Seahawk videos. I was looking at these fan bases, the 12th man. Ooh, man, I'm glad I'm out of there now. Okay. So I'm back in a nice, comfortable position. But I got some information, and there's a lot of sides when it comes to the Seattle Seahawks, Vincent. There's a lot of sides, and there's a lot of talk saying if the Niners were willing to trade with the Seattle Seahawks, it would be something as high as a second round pick if they were to trade. But Seattle Seahawks fans, some of them are not convinced, or they are saying that they are not in a rebuild mode and they are not in a championship mode either, that they are just in a quote unquote young, talented team mode. I've never heard of that before. Okay. But this guy had a lot of views, a lot of subscribers, way more than we do. So if you're watching right now, hit that subscribe button because I've never heard a comment like that. And if that comment is going around with someone with 16,000 subscribers, I need that. Okay. So, Vince, where are the Seattle Seahawks right now? What kind of year is this for them?
It's gonna be a down year. I don't think we're in a rebuilding mode either because we do have a lot of talent at a lot of positions, and I said that last week when we were talking about you guys comparing some of the players on I believe the Dolphins or the Jets to what's my team, and I was saying like we have these people that are better at this position, this position, this position. So in my opinion, I think we still have a lot of talent at a lot of positions. We just don't have talent, big talent, at the most important position, which is quarterback. So I think right now we're gonna have a down year just because we don't have a talented player at that position, and that runs our entire offense. So defensively, we need cornerbacks and defensive ends. That's our big hole in the defensive side. So yeah, when people say that we're gonna get 2 wins, I laugh at that. But sometimes, maybe we might. But I hope we get like 5 or 6 wins. I wouldn't mind having another top 10 pick, but I don't want to have a losing season again. But
Right.
so we'll see what happens.
And that's where I have you guys. I have you guys in the 5 win radius there for the season. I do think this is the lowest caliber team that I've ever witnessed from the Seattle Seahawks. Of course, this is all great news for me, but since you are one of my best friends here, Vince, I do feel for you. Okay, I feel it, but I've been there as a fan, and the only person that we need to go through it is Reed.
It's
Okay,
Reed.
and I can't wait for Love to be the starter because supposedly he's the next Joe Montana or whatever. But yeah, last question here, Vince, concerning the Seattle Seahawks. Very similar to the Jets. They have a great week one matchup. Great week one matchup. You got Russell Wilson coming back home. Uh, let's ride. Broncos country.
Let's
Let's ride. He's
ride.
coming. He's riding all the way down to Seattle. Now, I mean, 'cause all these haters don't believe that the Broncos are going to be a great team. I think it might be a blowout game.
You just might, honestly, with the corners and the defense that we have right now, man. It's not looking very pretty. Russell Wilson's gonna come in there, and those people that commented on our TikTok are really gonna be like, "See, Sutton is the best wide receiver out there." Just because we don't have any height, man. We have speed at our quarterback position, our corners, but I mean, we really don't have the talent there. We have fast
Mhm.
guys. We have guys that can jump decently high. They're not that tall, but when they go up against good receivers and a quarterback that can throw it on a dime, man, I mean, it's going to be really hard. And with Russell Wilson there, he's got two running backs that are going to wreak havoc on us, and we have no defensive ends, just like I said right now, or none that can stop the two-headed monster that they have there in Denver. So it's going to be a tough one. I think we'll put up like 10, 13 points, but the Broncos they're going to whoop on us, man. It's hard to say it, but Russell Wilson's going to come back to Seattle and he's going to get a dub.
Man, Juan Antonio Bravo says that he thinks it's going to be a close game. Okay, and I want to make some comments out to our fans right now. Israel, I know you say CD Lamb should be a top five, where this guy on TikTok was swearing left and right, saying that Sutton should be a top three fantasy wide receiver. What do you think about that? And Juan, I got a question for you, my man. Week one, it's going to be a great game. You can have a rematch from last year's week one. Is the Cowboys against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Who do you got winning that game? Do you think it will be a close game? Let us know in the comments down below. Okay, now this last quarterback situation that I'm just dying to talk about because
We called it, man.
we did call it. I mean, are you really surprised that Baker Mayfield was named the starter for the Carolina Panthers?
Was not surprised whatsoever, man. I knew 100% in my mind that he was going to go in there and take that starting position.
It amazes me how many arguments I hate to say arguments, but debates. How many debates were going on, especially ones that I was involved with, saying how it's going to be a quarterback battle between Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield. I was one of the big. I was very high. I was very high on Sam Darnold coming out of the draft. He was one of my. He was probably my favorite quarterback coming out of the draft, and he was a bust. I'm sorry. Whether it be the Jets, he got moved to Carolina, head coaching staff whack, whatever you want to call it. It it was a bust. He didn't show a lot of promise. He was seeing ghosts out there in the field. It says for itself. And you have Baker Mayfield, who led the Cleveland Browns to the playoffs, go to a different team. I think it's pretty obvious. Hey, you're paying two people 18 mil. Well, actually, you're paying Baker 5 mil, and Sam Darnold, they're paying him 18 mil. They're bringing this guy. He's going to be the starter. It's kind of obvious to me. So, were you shocked? Did you hear any of those debates going on, Vincent?
I sadly did not. I haven't really been watching ESPN too much lately. Been a little busy, but uh, I just don't get it. I don't get how people can compare Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield. Of course, Baker Mayfield didn't have the best of years last year, but again, he wasn't getting the love that he requires there. So he had everybody on his back. He had everybody whispering in his ear saying that, like maybe Baker isn't the guy. Maybe it was just a fluke that one year because they had a lot of talent on the roster, but in my opinion, I just think Baker is two times the quarterback Sam Darnold is. Sam Darnold is a guy that you have on the bench just in case someone gets hurt because he's a good player, but in my opinion, he's not good enough to be a starter.
Right. Yeah, I think he'll be a solid backup. They definitely need to stop paying him that much money. Israel says Baker is too good with his arm, or he's too smart and he's great with his arm. Um, I think he is great with his arm. As far as being smart, he does make some questionable decisions, and a lot of people are going to throw some hate after this comment that I'm about to make. But a lot of people look for when a quarterback gets drafted, a rookie quarterback gets drafted into a very good situation, and I 100% believe that Baker Mayfield was drafted into a great situation. Yes, they had a huge losing franchise. Yes, he had a lot of pressure on him because he's supposed to be the guy like the past 16 guys they drafted number one overall. But he had a team. He had Jarvis Landry, he had OBJ, he had Nick Chubb, he had Kareem Hunt, one of the best offensive lines. Then he had Miles Garrett on defense. You had a solid defense. He was put in a very good situation, especially in that division too. You had Lamar Jackson coming off an MVP year, but after that year, then what happened? What happened? Actually, that was the transition between Joe Flacco and Lamar Jackson. So the Baltimore Ravens weren't the powerhouse team that they were the following year. You had the back end years of Big Ben Roethlisberger. So I do believe that he was put in a good situation, made him look really good. Getting placed over there with Carolina, I don't believe that is the strongest division. I don't think it's a top three strongest division in the league. I know you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers there with Tom Brady. I think there's only so much that they can do, but I do believe they have an opportunity to beat the New Orleans Saints in that division. I still think Buccaneers will come out on top, but you do have a solid team. If Christian McCaffrey stays healthy, he's your number one wide receiver. He's your number one running back. If was it DJ Moore, right? DJ
Oh,
Moore,
love that
he's a
guy.
phenomenal athlete.
Love
Phenomenal.
that
All
guy.
he needed was a person to get the ball to point A to point B. And Baker Mayfield, I do believe you could do that. And I do think you could win some games out there in Carolina. It's going to be great. I'm excited to see this. And just like all these teams we've been talking about, he has in a week one matchup against the
Against the
Cleveland Browns.
Browns. Yeah,
Um, Israel says Tom is going to retire. He's going to retire. When? After this year? I sure hope so. I do
I
think
hope
he
so
might
too.
retire after this year too. Yeah, I do
Yeah,
believe. I hope Aaron Rodgers retires, and that's me. But
imagine, right? Two of the top guys go out in the same year. Be crazy.
now I'm going to throw out another question out here for our our fans out here in the comment section. Week one, you had the Cleveland Browns going up against the Carolina Panthers. It's been official. The Browns will, I mean, the Panthers will start Baker Mayfield. As far as the Browns, it's official that they will not have Deshaun Watson. As of right now, they will have Jacoby Brissett, but still a stacked team. With your not so pro opinion, guys, in the comment section, who do you have winning that game, week one match? Do you have Baker and the Panthers, or do you have question mark, hopefully Jimmy G, probably Jacoby Brissett and the Browns? Let us know. I really want to see this. I want to put a poll out there now. I think we've done this poll before out there in Twitter, and it was not outstanding. It was kind of close. A lot of people voted the Browns. I think Browns won. Israel says Panthers by a long shot.
Ooh.
Ooh, man. Panthers by a long shot. That's kind of rough, man. Because I mean, you got Miles Garrett and Clowney out there in the defense, going to cause some havoc. I heard they didn't like Baker that much. I heard they didn't like him, and I hear they wanna
They want
lay
to
down
put
the
some
smack it down
pain.
on them.
Yeah, man.
Oh, even Juan says Panthers going to take this one. Baker gonna go off. I hope so.
Jeez.
I hope so. I'm not a Browns fan. I don't root for the Browns. My secondary team is the Cincinnati Bengals, so I do hope they lose. But yeah, I hope the Panthers do win, but by a long shot, I don't think they will blow out the Browns. I think the Browns,
They'll keep
I,
up.
yeah, they will keep up, but it's hard to root for them because one, they're a trash organization, right? They don't like to ask for consent. They get this guy named Deshaun Watson, who is a criminal, and they have these fans. I don't know if y'all see it on social media, on
Dude.
Twitter, but there's these fans that are selling and promoting very very rude content out there. A guy selling shirts saying, "Give me a bleeping massage, you bleep and bleep whatever." There's a guy with his son, a father and his son, I, I wish I had the picture here, but I don't think we'll be able to show it. I wouldn't want to show it, but he had to sign with the son. It says, what did it say? Get over it.
I forget. I can pull it up in a little bit and I'll tell you exactly. But I remember looking at it when I think Reed or you sent it, and that kid is
Yeah,
like 5 years old, man.
I want to
Like
find it here.
like for you to actually be like promoting that with your son, that's kind of a wrong message and a wrong way to bring your son to a football game. And I don't know, man. I just think it's a little crazy. But we're trying to find it here. It was pretty bad.
It was really bad. I just don't understand why. I found the picture right here.
You got it?
Let me see if I can share my screen here. Israel says he'll put $5 on the Panthers and Browns game. If only Gabe was here, he would take that 100%. 100%. Due to I don't want to say legal reasons, but basically legal reasons, I will not accept or that offer, Israel. But come talk to me afterwards, all right? But yeah, I got the picture here. Let me pull it up real quick. Should not take long. I actually have it ready to go. Let's see. Am I still here, Vincent?
You're still here, yeah.
It exited me out. For some reason, I am no longer here. Um,
In the room with me?
yeah, in the room with you. That is
No. It
nuts.
says you're here, man.
Oh, well, I'm glad I'm still here. Let me enter again for some reason.
Oh, now we got two of you. There, I got you.
Oh, there we go. Awesome.
Hey.
Let me see. Here we go. So let me go back here. Where's it at?
Damn, look at those nice chats.
Oh my gosh, I'm kind of embarrassed showing this. Here we are.
There you are. Dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is bad.
now you know, guys. This is what's happening over there. Baker's not there to protect the doghouse, the dog pound. And it's pretty bad, man, but
My thing is glitching out for some reason. I got a bad storm over here.
yeah,
I
it's
don't know
pretty
what's going on, but yeah, my system's glitching out for some reason. It's never happened to me before. But let's just exit out of there. But yeah, guys, that's been our QB talk. I don't know if am I doubled up? Oh,
there you go. Gotcha.
awesome. Thank you. Do I have an echo?
Nah, you're good.
Oh, okay. I don't know. This is so weird. But yeah, guys, that's been our QB talk. Some news here. If you guys haven't yet, go find us on TikTok at NSP Football Talk. We have our fantasy football talk coming out tomorrow. That will be live at 6 o'clock. Also, this week we are doing the Seattle Seahawks schedule. So we're predicting their schedule this upcoming Saturday. You don't want to miss that. So stay tuned. Put those notifications on. Hit that little bell. Hit that subscribe button. And giving us a like goes a long way. Thank you all so much for being here live. We're going to end off on this note with Israel saying Dak is going top 5. Not a chance. But until next time, you guys keep on grinding.